Hi everybody, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Welcome tonight to the clinic, and I want to thank our sponsors, Pool and Billiard Magazine, Diamond Billiard Products, Dr. Harrison for my fantastic pool glasses, and of course all the rest of you. We're so grateful for you and many, really the thousands of you that tune in, watch during the week whenever you have the time, and write to me, and I really appreciate it. Now we're going to get into some questions I'm getting about rail shots. And what kind of drills could I work on? What would help me with my problems shooting on the rail and seeing the shot? So I'm going to get right into this tonight, and I'm going to actually, in between the shooting, I'm going to try to give you some very specific instruction on actually working with rail shots. So as you can see here, I'm going to set up the table in a pattern here that I'd like you to work with. This pretty much covers at least 90% of the kind of rail shots you're going to get. You're either shooting to your right, to your left side. You're either going to be shooting off the short rails, off the long rails, and of course you're going to have both sides of the table so they're reversed, and that way we're covering every combination, which for the sake of you seeing me well, I'm just not going to turn my back to you and shoot to this direction, so I can do everything in this direction. Now, what we've got here is a dozen balls up on the table. I put them on the diamond spots. There are two levels I want you to focus on, level 1, level 2. Right now the balls are all frozen to the rail, and then at the next level you can actually move them off the rail from between 1 to 3 inches, at the most 3 inches, and begin to shoot those. Now here's the real key thing I want you to understand physically and mentally about rail shots. You still have to do the exact same cut, whether it was open to the table or against the rail. Often it's the illusion of being on the rail. You think it's more complicated and you put more into it that creates more of a psychological barrier that isn't going to work so well for you. So with that case, I want you to keep in mind that the same shot, like this 7 ball, I'm going to start with here into the corner pocket. This could be virtually a 30-degree cut anywhere open on the table. The second thing is the distance of the shot. Some of you think that a 7-foot table versus a 9-foot table, oh, what a big difference. There's a 7-foot table inside of every 9-foot table. Don't let the illusion of the table being bigger, once again, really mess with your mental game. That's just not going to benefit you really at all. Another thing that I want you to understand is when you're applying different spins, whether it be somewhere in the top or the bottom, do everything you possibly can to shoot your rail shots with no more than a half to a tip of English of inside or outside. If you do much more than that, you can really complicate the shot, and you could be better off using 2 tips of bottom with a half a tip of inside as opposed to trying to go 2 to 3 tips of inside, and your deflection is going to throw you off if you're not really aware of how to compensate the deflection of your shot. The last thing I want you to be aware of is don't let the illusion of the dark pocket. This often is where a lot of players get in trouble with their rail shots. You're aiming into the pocket and then you're shooting the ball too fat. It's coming off the cushion and squirting out, and it's really a problem. You got to remember the actual diamond on a corner pocket is just about a half an inch in front of where the actual mouth of the pocket is. On some of the more friendly tables like valley tables where the shelf is cut out so much further, it just makes the game a little easier, more fun for players. But again, right here where you can see the ferrule on my stick, that's where you should be aiming there if you're looking for where is your actual ball track, your pocket track going to be going to. So let's actually get into the shots, and we're going to work with these for today. We'll take a little bit of time. Now, one of the things I want you to understand is you could just hit any ball in any pocket in any order. So if you want to shoot the 7 first and then shoot the 5 next, it's perfectly fine. If you want to take the drill and make it much more complex, try to make everything go into that corner pocket and that corner pocket from each side. That's really what you want to get to doing, okay? So let's get started. Okay. Now that one I spun with a bottom and inside, so a bottom left. I had 2 tips of bottom, 2 tips of left. I wanted to come off this rail and just spin out a little bit, so I just reset for the 1 ball, okay? If you could have put a little more stroke into that, possibly take it down to 3 tips of bottom, you might have drugged that ball down here deeper, and then that might have created a little too much angle on the 1 ball, and I just don't think that would have worked out quite as well. So this is one where I'm going to use a 1/2 tip outside spin on the cue ball. That would be a half a tip left. I want to get a little bit more of a natural roll to come out for the 15 ball. If I were to just roll it center, it would probably give me a little too straight of an angle. See, I like that a lot better. And plus, when you look at the side of the table that you're shooting from, you have to remember you don't want to get in a position where you're too awkward or you're having to overstrain because of which side of the table you're on. Like for this 12 ball coming up next, I'm going to want to make sure that my cue ball position, I don't want to have to be way overreaching for the shot. I'm going to give myself a little more room so that I'm going to be able to be much more comfortable shooting at that on the side. Okay, basically that's it. So you continue to work on, again, both sides of the table. That way you're getting both your left cuts, your right cuts. Remember to take them 1 to 3 inches off the rail as well. Level 1, hey, you beginner intermediate players, don't be too freaked out by this. Any ball, any pocket, in any order. But level 2, you more advanced and pro level players, what I'm doing here to demonstrate for you, shooting them all into one specific side and making those positions that you need to make for getting there. You just get there. Okay. So that's it, everybody. Remember, aim straight, shoot straight, split the pocket. That's the drill instructor way. I'll look forward to putting this clinic back together for you again next week, Lord willing. And until then, God bless you. I'll look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.